looking to show us what they've got. And I feel like this is a team that we definitely did not expect to be at the level they are, the hunger they've got, that Maui was just pointing out. It is super exciting to see the Imperial side back in the server. And for Team Liquid, it's about keeping North America's hopes and dreams alive here in Dallas. They're going to be starting on the CT side. This double setup in towards the barrels.
I think everyone remembers Tizian in this position many years ago, landing that ridiculous flick shot. I would love to see if we got the same, but Liquid have got this stack towards B, and as this play comes in, they are so well prepared for this push.
Oh, Nitro. Oh, he's going to get caught. He wasn't ready quick enough, and now the rest of the team need to hold on, but it's just kills after kills coming in for the Imperial side. Nav staying alive, staying up at his feet, but doesn't have a gun to play with. So out of play thanks to bolts, and just shox left in the 1 versus 3. Creeping closer is Fur, and shox about to come around the corner. A couple of whip shots from Fur, but eventually will confirm the pistol for Imperial.
That's tough for Liquid. You stack 4 players on the right side, but the early kills just go against you so quickly. They lost the first play. As you said, Nitro didn't seem fully ready for the push that was coming. And then you have these players on short who are kind of blinded. They're forced forwards by that molly, which makes a big difference. I think they wanted to play back on short and be able to really stack that position. But the molly behind them forces them to commit to the fights. That's what allows Imperial to get all those kills so quickly. So a really well-placed molly. And even though Liquid stack the right site, they don't get the initial round win they were looking for.
And I think, you know, we're talking about 3 maps, I think is the general consensus from our desk. I think looking at the first 2 we've got in play, and with what we take from Adren, who sat down with the guys earlier, it feels like that is a real possibility, given the first 2 maps are quite heavily favored to the sides that picked them.
Yeah, both pretty big punish picks and also pretty comfortable maps for the teams that have picked them. So just with the way the veto shapes out, you would likely expect a 3rd map to be coming through here. But we've got to get there first. Yeah, we do. And when we look back at the major and the head-to-head that we touched on just moments ago, the big player right there for Imperial was Fur, right? He was the player that just shredded through Liquid. He can keep that level up here on Overpass. Team Liquid might have a few issues to deal with, but at least starting things off here. Kill onto Vinny. Trade comes back in from bolts to even out the numbers. There's still 50 seconds on this clock, but Imperial quite heavily committed towards B. This could still get dicey, because Imperial only have a couple of nades left. Just a single flash in play. So if you run into a crossfire with some awkward angles, you're not going to have utility to clear out any of these awkward positions on B.
Well, Liege is going to hold. And a couple of body shots brings down bolts. Another one from Liege. 3 Ds already in this round, and finally put in the ground. For Imperial, this time into oSee. Damage was done under Fallen. Susceptible to going down, and now Fur has to clutch it out alone. The first kill is his.
Flank.
shox on the flank around the other side. 13 seconds left, not a lot of time. Fur has to commit to the side. Finally turns around and spots out shox in the dying embers of the round. It is recovered for Fur and Imperial as they'll take 2 in a row.
Oh, I don't think shox realized they had no clue where he was coming from, because he makes steps, he makes noise, and that's the only reason Imperial turn around and realize he's in that position. You could see they were thinking he would have taken the safest rotation path down through CT, down in towards the B site, but instead he big flanks, and yet Fur can hear those steps. Even if the bomb goes down, I think shox could have maybe just played that position, because it's pretty difficult to expect him to be on that big flank, but he goes for the advanced move. He hopes to try and just come in quickly. That doesn't work out for him. Really good sign to see Liege getting some early success, though, because it was pointed out on the desk earlier. In the BO1 they played at the major, Liege was actually struggling pretty big time, and got to see him show up, which he has done early here. Unfortunately, in this round, not too much to show for Liquid. A couple of kills, but the round is not likely to be won.
Bomb has been planted.
shox can do a bit more on the way out. Obviously, maybe a little more than just out on the server.
Ooh.
But we'll see what he's got left in the deke here. It's FNX's head that's no longer attached. shox creeps closer to the site itself. Fur coming in with a flank from heaven. Should have shox's number from here. shox now with an AK. And spotted out. Fur collects the headshot, and a 3rd round for Imperial. Although now we will begin to focus on the buy from Liquid.
I would love to see a Fur and a Liege head-to-head here. That is what I would love to see. Fur and a Liege just playing their best Counter-Strike. That's a matchup that we've had in the past, and they play somewhat similar at times. They're happy to just fight quite aggressively. I was looking at the numbers specifically for Overpass, and something that surprised me is for Imperial, it's actually Bolts who is the highest rated player on this map for them when they've played it. So I think that goes to show the fact that Bolts can be such a star on this map. That's one of the reasons why it's so good for them, because you've got the other star players right back there to help.
Yeah, brought a smile to my face seeing how emotional Bolts got back to the RMR. Really, the hunger is there. It's great to see from Imperial, but Team Liquid, here in North American soil in Dallas, the first time in a long time back to the CS event on this side of the world. They would love to perform and make it in front of the home crowd, but gotta get through the Brazilians here. So far, not so good with the first three going the other way. The time is ticking. This Team Liquid is holding onto the utility here. Haven't actually been forced to use it up just yet. Here comes the first fight. Outlaw, oSee, blinded, still connects the first pick.
Nice work from oSee. That's what you want to see from your AWPer on Overpass. Long-range angles, there's loads of options for you. And now he doubles back into bathrooms alongside shox for this stack. The only concern with this setup for Liquid is that long is wide open, but I think because oSee took that shot with the AWP earlier, Imperial don't want to challenge long. They're looking into bathrooms instead. For a second, I thought oSee might get an opportunity, but instead it's the rotate down, and the time is ticking for Imperial here. And with this aggressive play from shox, Liquid have all the info. They've got to be in a great position here.
shox is coming in, but Fallen start to consider that. Does the call come through to go back up to A? It seems like that is the one that has been made. Imperial getting ready to finish this round on the A site, leaving... Actually, they realize the time. They look at the time and they realize they can't go up that connector to allow Fallen to throw some utility and commit into the site. But with 8 seconds left on the timer, they have to go for it. They have to start getting that ball down, and Vinny loose in the open, taken out, and Fallen now alone, having to save the AWP. Running the clock down there. A couple of ideas being thrown around, perhaps in the late round, but none of them working out to the fashion that they wished.
Yeah, just a nice timing on the info play from shox, and that is something he can bring to this team. I think his positioning has still been pretty good for the most part, and his feel for when to make plays. You saw there, he pushed at a good time to get info, and even if he goes down, Liquid is stacked on the right site, and they can lock it down.
Solid stuff. Team Liquid taking the first at least, but buyback from Imperial. You see some holes in it already. You got a Deagle in there, you got a Tech 9. Wheel up in play, but it's still somewhat potent thanks to the fact that Fallen has the AWP. And push through the short smoke. Look at that, through the tunnel with the AWP getting in the mix. Really trying to open up this round.
He's hoping for a boost. I don't think it's coming though. Liquid happy to play fairly passive right now. They should have counter utility ready. When you have a passive setup like this, Naf is the player who likely can help out with some flashes if his teammates take contact. Imperial happy to take their time, but again, no real nades, so they would love for Fallen to get a pick. It's not easy to find that fair fight on this B side though. I like this from Liquid. They're turtling up. I think they realize Imperial's buy isn't great here. So with that lack of utility, it's kind of hard, but Imperial are going to go dry.
Starts to make his way forward, spots out the shoulder of Elysian, reads the position of Nitro. Quickly reacts to the headshot, and the kill is given to Imperial. Now the call to go and try and finish on this B side. They leap through the smoke. Elysian has found actually a bit of safe cover to the left side, and that allows him to fight with Nav and take the bomb down. It's now loose on the other side of the site, and Imperial have a difficult task of recovering that. Elysian has to play towards barrels. His teammates have now arrived to try and help out. That's quick. That is rapid from Fur. But Naf is still here being an absolute problem. And Imperial haven't found out how to get rid of him. Naf just taking everybody down. It's a 4K already for Naf. He might just go and get all 5. FNX plays towards water. 4 seconds left. Does not want to go down after the time. $100 left in his bank account. It's not going to be pretty in this next round by any means for Imperial. And that's a massive round from Naf.
Having that counter smoke up was so important too. As you said, the first player commits through with the bomb, and Imperial don't really know what to do from there because they don't have any nades to push through the smoke themselves, so they're sat back. But it really is all about that aim from Naf all over the bomb site.
Yeah, that aim was so precise. You just see a couple of bullets to the head each and every time with that A1S. But that puts Liquid in a perfect position now. Look at their buy compared to that of Imperial. Imperial will now have economic troubles the next round or so, especially with FNX saving that last round, $100 in his bank. The Deagle and Kevlar to work with here, but Team Liquid, this is a good enough start for them on the CT side. They can build with this.
Definitely intrigued to see this A setup between oSee and shox.
Okay.
The two newer additions to the team, right? Got to see how they can work together. And right now, shox is in connector. This is kind of risky when you're against the pistols. You could risk giving up this AK.
He goes up to fight. A couple of heads and actually starting to consider a play from behind, but ends up getting caught in position. No one with him. He's overrun by the pistol, so that has now given a rifle into the hands of Imperial.
I don't mind that play in gun rounds, but yeah, when you're against the pistols, giving up that AK is scary. And FNX is the man who saved the Kevlar, so he's got the chance to try and make something work from that.
Well, gun barrel spotted there from Vinny. He also gathers information upon that Naf. A little bit of pressure is now dinked up as well, but Naf stays composed under the pressure. Has done well to take down 2 lives. Fallen out a shot. Could have taken down oSee, but with that kill not going the way of Imperial, it's all but done. oSee with a blinder shot towards the end of the round. Ties things up 3 apiece.
Really hard for them to actually breach the bomb site because of that AWP being in such a strong position. That's kind of why Naf was so confident in his spot, because he knows that it's going to be hard for Imperial to swing on that right side against the sniper of oSee. So nice work from Team Liquid, bringing it back early, showing that they will be competitive on this map. And now we will get that buy back from Imperial. FNX has to go down to a MAC-10. Looks like they're happy to spread out early, but look at the aggression from shox. So much ground gained. He's in playground.
We've seen shox taking a few of these plays so far. It's been fun to watch from shox. Been a real nuisance for the side of Imperial.
Look at the rotate from oSee. He's going to stack heavily on this B site.
Yeah, this is going to be rough for Imperial. Then he's going to try and thin the herd a little bit. He's actually caught in the flash play. Tries to set the leash up, but he's not going to get anything. Nor is Nitro. Vinny has done so well to take down those first 2 players, and they stay composed. They wait on the utility before they head into the site again, but Naf, once before, he has shut this down single-handedly, and he's doing it again. At least this time he had the help of oSee, and Naf eventually will be removed, but here comes that flank. It started at the beginning of this round, and shox is looking to try and close it out. oSee covers from heaven. Bomb has been recovered and can safely be put down in the site.
FNX wants to make a play forwards because he has the MAC-10 and they're not ready for him.
They're not ready at all. FNX gets deep and into enemy lines, and they know where shox was coming from. They can now fix it upon his position, and shox gets caught. What a recovery from Imperial. Fantastic round from Vinny.
Vinny will do that on this team sometimes too. He will be that space creator at times. You're used to Fur oftentimes being the player to try and make those aggressive plays, but I've loved what I've seen from Vinny on this Imperial roster. He looks hungry, and he looks like he's being given so much more space to be more of a star on this squad.
Yeah, Vinny is, you know, you can tell the hunger is definitely going to be there. Also, the injection of youth, I think, into this team as well. It's the one player that hasn't been around the scene, but then again, all way back then, but also recent success with Furia, so he is actually going to be an influential piece to this Imperial side for the longevity, so I'm looking forward to that. And Vinny has always been able to be a monster on some select maps as well. shox playing in towards the bathrooms. Actually going to get a fight on Vinny and take him out. Good start here for Liquid. Can shox stay up? Nate going in to try and cause a few problems for him, and Fur will rip him apart.
Fur and Vinny working together early to get that ground gain for the team. And now Team Liquid are in that position where A is a little uncomfortable for you. You don't have the full info, but they've decided to stay stacked on B right now. They have this advanced stance towards B short, and oSee able to get a quick kill.
And that's the bomb as well, Hawkins. So he's got a second chance as they have to continue to fight into a leash. FNX goes down to the rifle of Liquid. And Fur and Bolts have to try and recover this one. Naf in the bathrooms. Fur not ready for him at all. And 45 seconds still in this timer, but no real shot for Bolts. Liquid will be happy with this start, I think. You know, we were talking about how this is perhaps a counter, perhaps a punish for the side of Liquid. Well, they're keeping toe-to-toe with them right now.
I think Imperial are getting, that's a good start to the round, right? In that round, you get the 1-for-1 trade, so they're getting into pretty good positions. But Liquid don't like shift from their setup right there, which I think is what Imperial were expecting. I feel like they were expecting a rotate away from B. They were hoping they could maybe catch out some players once it got into the 4v4. But they just didn't realize that there was such an aggressive setup towards B short. And with that AWP trained in on that angle, it's always going to be a really strong spot. So nice switch up from oSee.
Yeah, great stuff. And we're going to see if he can keep that up. I think oSee's actually been pretty dynamic so far. He's always been using the information the shox has been picking up in the early rounds. And this time, oSee gets started against the pistols, takes out Vinny. Second shot, not a problem for oSee. And he's going to go again. There's taking everybody. Shooting gallery right now. And shox to make a little bit of cash with the MP9. It is just for left alone. And we'll pick up the Tech 9, see what he can get out of this. But Liquid are going to take the lead.
You don't believe in Fur?
No.
No,
not in this position.
I don't believe in Fur either.
You know, Fur, I remember back, you know, when Fur was in the heyday, right? Overpass was one of those maps where Fur was just so irritating to play. You would just always get the flank, always get the timing. On the CT side, he would just be behind the T's all of the time, it felt like. You can lose track of him. I'm excited to see if that's going to be the case a little bit later on once he heads over there.
Yeah, it's fun to watch Fur because he feels fearless when you watch him play. And when I'm playing Counter-Strike, I'm playing like a scared little boy who knows he can't aim. Fur is the complete opposite.
I think, I mean, you can just tell by looking at it, right? It's like just an absolute beast. But we've got ourselves a buy coming back in here from Imperial, and they're going to have the AWP out in the hands of Fallen. Rifles galore. Lack utility isn't too much here for Imperial. Fnatic's going to start his round inside of the connector. And the bomb, keep eyes on that outside of B for the time being.
Looks like another round where Imperial want to slowly take some info over towards A.
Oh, what?
Has been this B side though, and Naf just finds a very cheeky angle.
I feel bad right there for FNX. Naf has just been shredding them. 12 and 5 right now on Naf. And look at that, because he creates the gap, shox has moved through.
And this is why I actually think Overpass is a pretty good map for shox. It's just such a big map that he can have a lot of freedom to make these sorts of plays. And if he goes the right way, he could have spotted the bomb. Instead, a flank towards A is still okay, because there are a lot of players here he could find.
Even if he doesn't commit around the long side, just staying in this position, because they're going to have to go back down con to get into a position to get that bomb back in group, right? So he can cut them off as they drop back, and that's exactly what shox has done. Now it's panic stations for Imperial. Now they realize there's a player behind enemy lines.
Fallen searching, but shox realizes survival is the key, and as you point out, the bomb is in such a tough spot.
Good luck getting that back, right? Good luck getting that safely through shox. All he needs to do here, shox, is just be a thorn in their side, run this time down. But Fallen, that's a big pick. 25 seconds, another one found for Fallen, but the time is really ticking here, and Imperial need to charge to a site.
They're going to go B, but Nitro can reposition. He can get into a strong spot, and they can't clear all these positions with such little time left.
And he's going to realize this. Nitro knows he can just draw the timeout peak. 9 seconds, bomb down. He can just dance and play with his food right now. Fallen can't win the round and might go down after the time here. $300 in his bank account, and he will go down. AWP out of play, no round win, and $300 for Fallen to play with. It is not looking solid right now for Imperial.
This B side of the map has been the issue for Imperial. I think they're trying to default over towards A and slowly take space and slowly take frags, and that's generally worked for them. But they just never have that foothold on the B side of the map. Imperial can't establish that control, so they would love to play between the sites after getting some A control, but they're just constantly getting pushed back on B, and that entire half of the map has been a huge issue for Imperial. I love the way Liquid are playing this too, because if you're going into your opponent's map pick, just have some of these plays where you get into awkward positions. You make Imperial uncomfortable, and I think you can see Imperial are pretty uncomfortable with how this game is going.
They are disrupting them big time right now, and that's fantastic. That's what Liquid need to do. They're doing it to great effect right now. A liege. Difficult angle to deal with, especially with pistols, right? You're not really going to be able to take him out of that spot. Flash could be effective here, but even then, when the flash is over, should be the drop back into a more covered position. Nitro plays from the barrels, his teammates to assist him, and clean action like Imperial. All go down, flawless for Team Liquid. 7 rounds now read out on their scoreboard, and let's take a look at that Imperial buy here, Hawk. It's not looking pretty. It's not fantastic here at all. You're going to have to stomach the Galeos, couple lack utility moments. It's not brilliant here.
Yeah, it was Fallen who had really short cash, right? As you said, he had the $300 earlier, so he's the one that takes the biggest hit. No AWP for him either, which could oftentimes be used to take that early ground on Overpass, right? There's a lot of long-range angles where you might try and set up your AWPer. I wouldn't mind seeing Imperial put a bit more presence on that B side of the map early. They've been losing that control and they've realized they need to gain it back, and that's what they're going to attempt to do here. Looks like they should have B short early in the round.
Well, once again, FNX, he just wants to survive that fight. He does it. He wants to walk to his position without getting taken out. 4 HP, luckily this time will stay on his feet, but I wouldn't have liked to have seen the desk if FNX had gone down after that.
I don't think this boost will be too effective. Never mind, the player at Barrels is out in the open.
And that was cool because the Liege actually had a molly ready to deal with that, but the boost came in a little earlier and Nitro gets taken out. So that's a big kill to find here for Imperial. They sustain the advantage.
And this was a 3A stack for Liquid, so now the question is, do they shift that setup? We said earlier they've been sticking with these setups even when they've been losing early players. It looks like it's the same scenario again here. They are confident in their read towards the A site. The Imperial look more and more likely to commit to B as this clock ticks down. And if they do, they surely get that site take.
Looked like they wanted to go for the split there. oSee had just re-smoked Monster, and that is actually...
They're going back up.
Force them away. And this could walk right into the hands of Liquid.
Oh no, Liquid have just moved away. They feel like with 30 seconds left, someone would have come up connector by now. They're going to try and stack B at just the wrong time.
Nav could get the info though. The utility's about to start to come through. He can call his teammates to come back, but like you said, they're away. They're gone. And so they're going to have to play retake. They're not going to get here in time. Imperial are going to be in the site. They're going to get that bomb down. And Team Liquid, that's a big pick to find. oSee spots them on the cross with 9 seconds left. Imperial has to start planting the bomb. Another big shot for oSee. Bomb plant is committed to. oSee missing this one, but Nav covers him off, and Fallen tries to get behind the dice box. There's FNX now alone, and 4 HP gets 1 before going down, but Imperial, unfortunately for them, not able to pick this one up. Team Liquid, oSee getting some massive picks there.
That's unreal from oSee. As the AWPer there, you feel like he should have no shot, no chance of coming back into that. There's the early spam damage from Elige. That's been a big issue the entire time, but oSee just finding the angles and then committing so aggressively to the site. He's the man that gets them that foothold onto the bomb site, which allows the rest of the players to come through. The riflers follow it up. That looked like it was a round that Imperial had played really well. It looked like they had themselves in the strong position, and still Liquid make it happen.
Great. And for Liquid, they're going to be loving the start to the game, limiting the T rounds that Imperial can find.
Naf is playing so well too.
It's insane, right? He is just so good right now. The pain of their existence, just the amount of damage Imperial is sustaining at the start of these rounds without even seeing their opponents. You mentioned Naf. oSee's another player just having a great time on the server, and shox. He spotted the time in again. He's got behind Fallen. Kill is through. Following up upon Liquid's advantage as they now enter into a position where they have the 2-player advantage, and shox is still in a power position.
And this is where in a gun round it's actually kind of hard to commit. Now shox has been spotted though, and he didn't have his gun out, so finally FNX able to hunt him down. But still Liquid have that man advantage, and I think they're pretty happy to just sit back with 2 on either site. They're confident in their sight hold for the time being.
Yeah, let's look at what Imperial have, the pieces they have to work their way back into this round. They got 2 smokes, got a flash and an HE. That's what they've got to play with here with 45 seconds left and quite a bit of ground to gain. A to be the call for Imperial. We'll send Vinny out towards the long side.
But again, the AWP of oSee's here, and they don't have that many nades to deal with him.
Yeah, taking another one. Elige spots out the long play. Vinny out of there. And just FNX. Bomb loose. Flash at least gets oSee off the angle. FNX will be taken out by Elige. Great stuff out of Liquid. Everybody is having their moments. Everybody is doing their role really effectively to the best of their ability. You know, Naf is having an absolute flyer of a time. oSee's just not missing, it feels like, and Elige getting some multi-kill moments here. So it's just everything clicking for Liquid at the moment.
Yeah, and I was looking at the numbers for Liquid on Overpass. It was oSee who was their highest rated player. They've only played it 6 times, so it's not a massive sample, but having Naf show up here too has been huge, and yeah, no real weak spot on the Liquid side, which is great. I would even say Nitro hasn't been fragging, but the calls for some of these stacks have been fantastic. It looks like they've come into this with a great game plan, and again, it's back to that B short control.
Imperial are into position again once they're back down to the upgraded pistols. The little bits of utility, but they're trying to be quite quick about this. They found another weapon. FNX is upgraded into the AK, fend off the body of Elige. We'll see if they can turn this into a round when Imperial would love a 5th.
It's another heavy B-sided stack, though. I like that against the pistols, too. I think when you're up against Tech 9s like this, it's more likely to be a fast B play. And then, if the round starts ticking on further with the time, you can start to adjust. If you don't see that instant B play come through. shox is going aggressive, though, and this could be another gun lost if he doesn't step up here.
He needs at least. He's actually lucky that Fallen peeks alone. Fallen goes around the corner alone with the ball and sets up a perfect chance for shox. Brings down 3 players. Going to claim the life of FNX as well, but 2 collected at the hands of FNX. AK still in hand, and 40 seconds left with the bomb on his back. We're going to give FNX a shot on this one.
He is pretty far away from either bomb site, so might need to get a move on.
Definitely has to at this point. You have to make the decision soon. 27 seconds left. There's the shox. Shut down towards long. Blinded, still gets all 3. Now back on board with FNX, and as you said, the time is limiting here. You probably just have to save the AK at this point. Not too far removed, and so he'll happily collect the rifle for the next round. And so that is now Team Liquid on double figures in their first half. 11 rounds at the half for Team Liquid would be absolutely perfect. You know, that you would absolutely give them a chance to close out this first map, and then that opens up a possibility of potentially 2-0.
This is something I have noticed in the past too with Liquid, is I really like Adren's game plans a lot of the time. I think he probably is the man coming through with these game plans coming into games, and you've just seen how dynamic Liquid have been with all these CT setups, how much they've switched things up to make Imperial uncomfortable. They've had so many different rounds and so many different looks throughout this half. I think they've made it really difficult for Imperial to get that safe footing where you feel like you know where you can gain ground. We've got shox now AWPing on long, double AWP set up towards A. Missed shot early, but he's going to go back for more.
Well, he just keeps on peeking. 3rd time lucky. shox eventually does get his pick. Close to the 2nd, but he is about to be run down and fallen. If you give him too many chances, he'll put a bullet in your brain. So 4 versus 3 advantage here for Team Liquid to try and send 11 forward to the half bolts. Should have had Elige that. Lucky to be up on his feet right now, Elige.
But now they have to deal with Elige and Connector, and they're not really in a position to do that, so he can just be in between them, and again in an annoying spot.
Oh, that was damn close. Pixels away, but that's information picked up that Fallen has just entered the connector.
He's terrified. He's having to try and clear everything in con.
In the meantime, Bolts has moved through Monster, held back by that molly, so he's forced away again. 45 seconds left. Elige has taken a deep position towards the latter side of Connector when Fallen hasn't found him. And they're starting to worry now. They start to realize we've run out of time a couple of times in this T side. We've got to get a move on. We've got to gain some ground here, and that bomb will slowly but surely make its way towards A with some smokes going out as well. 30-second mark here, Hawker.
Oh, the bomb's now coming back, and Elige is still here. How do they not know he's in this position?
He just held the ground the whole time. Fallen comes down and thought perhaps that he had left the position. Bolts luckily getting that 1 pick back on Nitro, but it's Elige who has the bomb inside of Connector, and there's not a lot of time here for Imperial. It's just not enough at all. And the kill for Bolts is there, but can't win the round, and it will be 11 rounds for Team Liquid at this half. We were considering Imperial be heavy on this one to feel comfortable, but only 4 rounds out on their T side. We'll see a Team Liquid can get map 1 under their belt. We'll see the conclusion of Overpass after the break.
Hey Future Pros, let's take a look at a nice little A exec you can throw on the A side of Overpass. For this exec, you will need 2 Future Pros, 2 smokes, 2 mollies, and a couple of flashes. Future Pro number 1, you'll be throwing the bank smoke along with a molly for the truck. To throw your smoke, get into this back corner. Aim into the bricks and just to the right of this little brick. Then jump throw the smoke. For the molly, aim along the bottom of this wall in line with the shadow. Run forward, then walking jump throw the molly just as you get over the shadow. Then throw a basic flash behind your team to help them out. Future Pro number 2. You'll be throwing the stairs smoke along with a molly that lands next to the dice box. To throw the smoke, get in line with the right side of this beam and crouch down. Find the gap in the white spot and aim at this point and crouching jump throw the smoke. For your molly, aim just to the right of this brick and crouching jump throw also. Lastly, you'll throw the initial flash, which will help your team take space into the site. This is a nice execute and will make it hard for the CTs to play behind cover, also leading you to get the most out of your flashes.
A strong start for Team Liquid, 11 rounds posted in the first half of their opponent's map pick, and Imperial now have to pull up their socks. A pistol start might get them back into play, but only 4 rounds in this first half, Holka. Never feels good.
Yeah, it was tough for Imperial in that first half. They were oftentimes just not able to come up with an end goal in the round because they didn't feel like they had the map control. Now we'll see if they can cause those same issues for Team Liquid as we go ahead and switch sides. We've got a P250 in the hands of Elige for any potential long-range fights, and a 4-man B stack for Imperial. Doesn't look like Liquid are going that direction yet, though.
Bit of damage done onto Fur. FNX covering off the double push into the water area. In the meantime, though, Team Liquid have filtered their way through the connector and start to walk atop the stairs. Fur just there to spot it out, begins to drop back. Starting to run quickly here, though. Team Liquid accelerating the pace. Shadow the jump. Fur handles it so well. He snaps the necks and drops the bomb, and his teammates there to help him out. Fur just drops back into the side, but here's Vinny on that quick flank up through connector. Team Liquid, they're being spread thin right now, but they're doing a great job at staying alive. And staying afloat perhaps in this round is Elige and Naf. Well, they're the life support, getting them right back into the 3v3. And Elige, oh, so clean on the P250. Headshot after headshot. And it's now just Fur. The player that did so much at the start of the round needs to do everything. He's 20 HP and pinned behind the truck. Elige smells blood in the water and wants to close this one out. And it's actually Naf to take it away. 12 rounds for Liquid. What a recovery in the pistol.
A nice early ground gain towards bathrooms, and to be honest, Fur did a fantastic job on the initial hold, but Liquid able to battle back, able to bounce back after these first 2 players fall, and it was all about Elige with this P250.
Whoa.
There's a reason it was dropped into his hands. He was so precise on those kills, spamming away for all the frags onto the site. Imperial thought they had that rotate there in time, but not meant to be. Now they have to full save, and being 12-4 down, you never like the full save, but they're going to try and do something fun as they set up this flash towards mid.
See? Oh, lovely shot onto FNX. I really enjoyed that first half of Team Liquid. It was cool to see shox actually getting involved, finding the space, being so proactive. It's just brilliant to see that from Liquid. I'm sure it's going to take a bit of pressure off their shoulders heading into this game, and you can see they look pretty happy. The atmosphere looks fantastic in the team. Why wouldn't it be? 13-4 up. They're feeling very good about this now. But here comes the buy for Imperial.
We're also getting the 3-star players from Liquid showing up.
Yes.
Every single one of them are all here right now. That's been a big deal. And then, as you pointed out, shox has certainly had his moments. Here comes that buy from Imperial. You pointed out, though, the M4's out in full force. They really need to win this round to have any chance. And if you've just joined us, remember, this is Imperial's map pick, and it's not going according to plan right now.
It is not at all. They lose this round, Hawker. We're starting to look down the barrel of a win for Liquid already. Fallen playing towards the bathrooms. Oh, shox is actually gaining quite a bit of ground here. Look at this. He's pushed up towards Divided. Goes away. Fallen not ready for how close shox will be. And that's the first pick given over to Team Liquid.
And Fuzz committed in this position. Maybe you can get a multi-kill, but it's going to rely on FNX rotating up, which will be happening. A couple of players rotating in from Imperial, but looks like Liquid will commit, and they've got another kill.
Yeah, Leash does well. FNX just won. They're trying to keep afloat at this point for Imperial, but how are they going to stop this onslaught of Team Liquid players from bombarding the site? Naf sending bullets through the smoke takes FNX's life away. Vinny does well. A double kill from Vinny. He's going to stay behind the truck, and Team Liquid slapped away, letting Naf make the play through the back of the bike. He will remove bolts, and just Vinny now. He's done some work, done some heavy lifting. But plenty more to be done still. Looking for a personal best perhaps here, Vinny. Top of the truck, the long swing eventually comes through for oSee, puts an end to the antics. As we look over the shoulders of Team Liquid, small celebration and a big step forward to taking this map.
Couple of really nice moves from Liquid in that round. I think shox on this initial play only decided to peek wide because he was aware Imperial wouldn't have an AWP in this round. They wouldn't have the money for the sniper, so you can take that wide peek onto a really long-range angle that you normally wouldn't take. And Fallen clearly wasn't thinking that's a play you would normally make, because against an AWP you would never make that play. But shox realized he could sneak up, get that early kill, and then I love oSee just dropping back to long towards the end there, because it made Imperial think about the B bomb site. There was enough time that he could have gone all the way back. That's kind of what helps Naf in his position be able to just catch a player in behind. And now Imperial are really in a desperate position, hoping these pistols can pay off.
Looking to survive that point. Naf just won. Gets overrun actually by Vinny, so a better weapon is on the ground for him to play with. FNX swings the door open, waiting on the other side is shox. Elsewhere though, Farmer's dropped the ball. Really gets away with a second. Fallen gets that kill back. So shox and oSee, 2 versus 2 upgraded weapon for Vinny. Fallen goes down though. Just Vinny in the clutch, this time with an 8k, half HP or just over. And 55 seconds here for Team Liquid to play with. They're going to relocate and go down to the lower side.
Oh, Vinny's called it though.
Yeah, he has made the right call to get over here. Playing from heaven, spots out, shox going forward, and now it's a 1 versus 1. oSee up against Vinny. A must-win opportunity here for Imperial. Consider what they came into this round with. It was the pistols. If you can pull this one out of the bag, it's a miracle. It's an opportunity thrown your way. Good molly to stop Vinny from moving forward. That buys time for oSee to put the bomb down. And even more seconds to actually reposition and make this round much more difficult for Vinny. And oSee will bring him down. 15 rounds for Team Liquid. Map point on Imperial's map pick.
oSee just about able to sneak off the site there. That gave him a few different positions he could have been playing from and made it more difficult on that retake. I think you do see shox is someone who relies on his instinct a lot there, and he went in before his teammate was ready. That nearly cost them in that scenario. And Imperial do a good job at staying pretty compact on some of those early trades. This was the 1v1 that was given away and given a chance for Vinny, but oSee still holds on. Finally, Fallen gets the AWP out for the first time on this CT side, but it could be the first time and the last time, because Liquid are already up to 15.
I like the approach here from Team Liquid. They have the boost up in towards playground to try and hold for any of the long aggression that might come through. Imperial may be feeling a little bit desperate now. We mentioned how Fur loves to try and force the issue around those long flanks, try to get behind. Liquid tried to deal with that early on, but Nothing coming their way. Imperial playing very turtled up, very passive right now.
Yeah, Naf is using some utility on B. They actually threw a T-side lurk smoke out through Monster to try and take away the vision and the info from Imperial. And that has kept a few players in this position, while the rest of Liquid towards A. There's the chance, but Fallen unable to make the most of it. Thankfully, he jumps back to safety.
Yeah, the most important thing there is that he stays alive. If Fallen goes down, the big green out of play that early in this important round, it's as good as done, really. 43 seconds left. Elige begins to maneuver his way out long. Oh, made a little step forward. Poised and ready. Fallen makes the rotate up, spots out the bomb and drops oSee. No trade potential here for Team Liquid. No. 30 seconds left.
They only had 3 players towards A. 2 players were still coming back from B. Now they need some hero plays.
Yeah, Fallen is going home for the walk around. shox goes right into the AWP. And this one is a non-starter for Liquid. And that's the detail right there. The fact that Fallen stays alive in that initial fight down towards Monster is so important because he's able to rotate back up and actually deal with him. Although Nitro could make this expensive on the way out, just one. And he will be taken out. So Imperial survived to fight for at least another round.
Yeah, that kind of looked like a round where Liquid weren't fully ready to commit to the A play with their entire team. I think you're going to have rounds like that for Liquid, considering this isn't their map pick and it's not normally a map they lean into. But I mean, 15-5 up.
You only need one T round to go well, right? You're in a pretty good spot if you're Team Liquid. You can drop a few of those. And they are going to likely concede another here. So Imperial start their journey back to make the scoreline look a bit more respectable, get into this matchup a little bit. It isn't going to be easy looking at the rest of the series, the maps involved. Bolt's about to push through Monster. Easy kill for him on Naf, collected. Team Liquid certainly making a statement after their loss at the Major to Imperial. Coming back, and you mentioned the game plan, well, it is looking pretty damn solid at the moment. It's always great when the game plan gets you this many rounds. You know, you can have a solid game plan, but majority of the time it's good for a few rounds, right? And the opponent adjusts, but Liquid have pretty much been able to sail the whole way through this.
Yeah, Imperial could never really adapt to it throughout that first half. It's left them in a big hole here on this CT side.
You ever watch that YouTube guy that puts himself in like big holes and tries to find a way out?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. Like puts himself in just strange positions and then sees what is available to him and then gets himself out.
Does he do it like completely by himself?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
it's pretty cool actually.
That's kind of risky. Like
I think they like survey it to begin,
right,
and then
okay.
you know, see if it is possible, and then you know if theoretically is it possible, and then leave him to like figure it out, and then he gets out of the hole. So he's pretty cool.
I've seen like a group of people do that before, where they make like a human catapult, where like 4 of them lock arms and at the same time push the person up, and you can actually get some pretty good height with it if you're strong. Yeah,
that would be real fun.
I kind of want to try that one time.
Well, we can do that later on, Hawker.
Maybe.
Let's get.
I got to be the one flying up though. I'm the lightest.
That's a content piece, I think, right there. We'll get the talent all in. Here we are, 15-6 though. Team Liquid looking to shut this one down now and close it as quickly as possible. Fallen anticipating the slide jump, but ends up getting flashed away, so he has to drop back into the bathroom.
Fallen and Fur in the bathrooms is a classic combo.
Yeah, hard to really get in that. The bullies in the bathroom.
A classic combo, just like me and you, Dinko.
All right.
The voices of Counter-Strike, of course.
Yes, the veteran duo.
Well, here is some map control being taken by oSee. Pretty confident right now, just to peek straight up with the AWP. Imperial was stacked in the bathrooms, though, so no fights coming oSee's way early. Now it's Fallen who takes the advanced angle, and it works out for him.
Yeah, Fur does well. Now
they're just going to have to commit B now.
Yeah, this is a call for Liquid. Can you recover this? Utility was saved over, making it very difficult to get through the 2 players here. Team Liquid not being able to close just yet. 15 eludes them. Out of 60. Leash could pick onto Vinny. 40 seconds still in play.
It's smart from Imperial, though. As soon as they saw the kills over on A, they just dump utility. They don't allow the B site to be lost, and now Fallen is fast as hell down connector. That's fun to see.
A little bit of life now being injected into the Imperial side. Even if they don't, it's very unlikely they pull this all the way back, but just getting into the game a little bit, getting a few rounds on the board, getting the momentum, feeling a bit more positive going into map 2 is essential. You do not want to just get banged out completely, 16-4, head on to map 2 where you're not favored to win that, and just go into it sour as hell, facing elimination. So you want to try and get a little bit of momentum, some magic going towards the end of this, even if you do end up losing the game. Just feeling a little bit better mentally on map 2 will go a long way.
Normally when we have Brazilian teams playing, we hear them at some point throughout the map, and we haven't really heard Imperial yet.
And they're right beside us. So.
Exactly. So if they win a couple more rounds, I'd like to hear a little noise being made. For Team Liquid, this is a low buy. I'm hoping after this round we do get the timeout though, because they have let a couple of rounds slip. 15-8 is still a good scoreline, but it can fall away quite quickly if you're not careful. So I'd like to see a timeout. That is, of course, assuming they don't win this round, where they still have chances.
Yeah. They have...
Elise on the scout again. Oh, that's why.
Yeah, there we go. Gets boosted up. Oh, goes in for the P versus Fallen, who's quickly there to reply. Some damage being done to a couple of the players here for Imperial. Bolts and Vinny cutting off the avenue of approach down to B. So they have got Team Liquid pinned. Long and Bolts. That is clean.
Shreds him.
Love that. Another round from Imperial picked up. But eventually we're going to see that buy come back in for Team Liquid. It's right on cue for this round. And another opportunity to close out the map now. That's a lovely shot from Elise.
That must have been a last-minute adjustment to the head.
Even looked shocked. Oh, damn, I hit that. Oh. Great stuff, though. And here we are, Liquid another buy.
No timeout either, which is what I wanted, but they've still got a big lead. Let's see if they've got something prepared to get themselves over the line. Early lean over towards A. Imperial are stacked heavily towards the B site early. This is quite common on Overpass. It's very rare to see fast A plays because of how long range the angles are. So you can oftentimes see a heavy B stack early in case there's a rush. Then you might slowly see the rotate back up towards A as the round continues. Liquid's turn to take long, and there's no one here on the Imperial side. This is where F and X will now start to rotate up to A because Fur hears some noise towards that side of the map. In fact, Fallen's going to follow suit. Liquid are leaving their options open though. This is just some standard early map control. This is oftentimes how Overpass plays out. You get these slow rounds where you take some control, you can still move between the bomb sites.
45 ticks on the clock as Team Liquid set up for the A play.
And there's still 3 CTs here right now.
Gonna have to battle their way through this. They're gonna have to try and brutalize the defense. Fall in place of Dicebox, looking to disrupt and delay with utility. 28 seconds now actually goes into the fray and nearly doesn't come out alive. His teammate's out of there, and this could be it. Team Liquid starting to find the kills. Nap on the double, Fallen under pressure, and shox gets him out of the round. And Team Liquid surely now in pole position to close out map number 1.
Some nades in, but they're not doing enough, and the Imperial players are likely locked out here. Vinny's hoping for a fight, but Liquid can just stay tucked and play these crossfires.
Piece up over the top.
No.
Vinny's pulled it back, and once again we're at even odds. Good bit of time here as well for Imperial to play with. Nitro out towards long, tucks away, doesn't want to give a single chance away.
My truck.
Bolts is on the defuse. It's not planted for them. It's just being stuck around the corner, and Team Liquid failed to put it through yet again. Imperial stay alive.
I thought we were just going to see Liquid play compact there, make sure not to give away any individual fights. But the 2 players on the site both go aggressive. They both go for info plays. They both lose their fights at the same time. And then, with that bomb being planted on truck, that's always an awkward post plant to play from those far back positions. The crossfires I thought were going to be held, but not meant to be, and now we finally get that timeout, understandably so.
If you don't call a timeout here, you just don't call it at that point. That is a absolute horrible scenario for Liquid to have to stomach. Now it felt like it was done. A 4v2 post plant bomb down, no problems. And suddenly a couple of picks going through. Bolts decision making was swift. This is the 2NAF entry to get into the site. Takes down Fur and FNX. This kill from Vinny, that's ridiculous. Right through on the shox, predicts the common position. Fantastic couple of kills here for Vinny to get back into the site where defuse is going down.
The way you have to try and spin it now as Liquid is say, look, that was a good round, we should have won it, and we got the bomb down, so we can still buy, and we can still look to just run a similar play and get this over the line. Still plenty of chances to do just that. Smoke from shox in connector. This is a really similar setup from the previous round for Liquid. They're slowly looking into this A side of the map, but Fallen's AWP is something they have to contend with.
Does the timing work against him? Fallen needs to be careful here.
Oh, he's in trouble. They're in bathrooms.
They're already beside him. Fallen's timing. Each and every time he looked away, he just missed his opponents and they creep up beside him, and now panic stations for Imperial. They have to try and bolster the defense here. Fur's going to play towards Troy. Over the top they come. Elige gets right on top of him. It's Fur down, FNX quickly to trade. That's an essential kill to come through. That keeps Imperial within this.
And this time we'll see if Liquid just decide to play back. They've got the bomb planted in the better position. One nade to the site. oSee's trapped there. Smoke finally fading, but oSee has some cover. And shox is on the big flank.
Yeah, look at this. He's on the huge flank around the side. oSee looking to just apply pressure and keep them off the site to buy some more time for the flank to start to come through. But NAF has actually been pulled away. oSee's under a lot of pressure, but that flank from shox is coming. It's around the other side, and here it is. It's enough. Right to the headshot. Team Liquid will take map 1 versus Imperial. Revenge tastes sweet, and we'll see if they can close it in a 2-0 fashion, Holka. I'm impressed with the showing here.
Yeah, definitely a really strong start. Sure, they don't close it out as quickly. Side was so good. Imperial could never adjust. They always felt uncomfortable. They could never find an end goal in the round, and that's what gets Liquid this win.
Well, map 2 coming up after the break. Before that, we will have the desk. I'm looking forward to seeing if Team Liquid can